Hi, my name is Susan.
Hi, my name's Verity.
And we have been to EGX and we had a look at quite a few games.
Yes, we have.
Arclight Cascade was another little indie game that we
I played that a couple of times. It was I don't really know how to describe it. It was Geometry Wars, I think is how they describe it. It was
yeah,
a take on
except rather than shooting at things, you had this little...
You had a big sword.
Yeah, which you could use to like bat enemies and turn them into your allies that would like shoot at other.
Oh, is that what they were doing? See,
because you turned things your colour and then they would like ping across the screen.
But I thought you had to like bat them into like a goal zone.
Really? Was that? I don't know. I was just like I was just like whacking at stuff.
I don't know, but the to be honest, because each level was quite short, it was only about a minute long, and from level to level it would change, and you would be playing in a different sort of mode. Because it was definitely one level, it was just bat the hell out of each other because there were no enemies on that. And
I don't know. I was just pressing the trigger button, like swinging around, hoping for the best.
I actually did best on the level where I had to bat you guys around. Where it came to batting the enemies, sometimes it just went a bit blind.
It was a nice game, though.
It was
nice looking.
It did look good, and it kind of felt good as well. And it's a good kind of party game. You can have up to 4 players. So.
Yeah, quite a simple one.
Yeah.
I saw you playing Star Command Galaxies.
Star Command Galaxies. Yes, no, that was good fun, and very much in the style of Space Base DF9, the ill-fated Double Fine game that got kind of dropped.
I just realised why they called it DF9. Bit slow on the uptake there.
Apart from the difference with this one is that you're in, so it's all kind of pixely graphics, but you're in a spaceship, and the idea is that you're travelling through the deep reaches of the galaxy, and you have to stay alive as long as you can. And you fly. This was a combat demo that I was saying, but the developers were saying that there were earlier stages where you had to build your spaceship and you had to build your team and all that. So I had like 2 medics, I had a red shirt, I had a captain. I had an engineer who was extremely useful because when you flew into a combat zone, you would start firing and the other ship would start firing at you, and basically your ship just, like the walls fall off. Don't know how everybody wasn't sucked out into space and killed. But as the walls were falling off, then my engineer would come in and just kind of build them back up again. There were a few little bugs that need ironing out, like the targeting was a little bit off. Like I shot one spaceship to pieces, and then when I moved into a new zone, the targeting was still pointing at where the old spaceship had been, and trying to target the new one was a bit fiddly. And there were a few things, but the development team were all over it, and they're putting a lot of effort into getting it, improving it, and getting it right. I think it looked really interesting, and I think there's a lot of room around developing your spaceship, building your spaceship. There were rooms in the spaceship. There was a big TV, and there was beds, and there was food and stuff. So there's obviously an element of kind of simulation and keeping your crew happy and alive. They didn't seem to like it when we were at Red Alert, which we were pretty much at constantly. So they needed some TV watching that, but the demo didn't give me time to get into that.
I played Starship Mechanic.
You did, yes. Well, every time I looked around, the ship was on fire. I'd just like to say, anybody planning to hire Susan as our Starship Mechanic should think twice.
It was the only person there.
It's true. Like, where the hell was your crew?
Where was all the rest of the engineers? There was just like one person, and like the map was really huge.
It was. But so was your head in the game. not your normal
Maybe
head.
They're just ironing that out, but... So kind of top-down view, and you had this whole massive engineering room and various machines in it.
Was it basically run from one lever to another lever and crank it?
There were bits of that. Well, first of all, you had to turn on all the shields, because you get orders from like the captain, because your captain like landed you in battle for like some stupid... Anyway, so you do that. He would say like, oh, we need shields, and you'd be like, oh, I've got to go turn on the shields. So you'd run and you'd like flick the switches for the shields. But then it very quickly escalated into a crazy kind of time and task management thing,
right?
Because you'd get into battle and then you'd realise, he'd need sensors, you need to turn sensors on, you need more power to the sensors so that you could, see better. So then you had to like lift up floor panels and wire,
crawl inside,
you
get in a
to,
Jeffries tube.
You had to like do the wiring from the sensor to like power, and then you had to like shut the floor tiles again, because if you left exposed wiring it would set on fire. so much fire. I tried to like put everything out, and then a fire would start somewhere else because something had overheated, and so I'd like run somewhere, and then it'd be like, oh, okay, let's go back to doing all the rewiring. Where the fuck did I put my crowbar?
All this fire. Where did this fire come from?
I was just like, why is this on fire?
My crowbar's on fire.
Well, at one point, my fire extinguisher was on fire because the fire extinguisher was on the same tile that had caught on fire, and I was just like, how am I supposed to get that? The guy was like, just press the button. I was like, yeah, hot, hot, hot. Yeah, and meanwhile, the captain would be like, oh, we need torpedoes, and so you had to run down, like load up a torpedo. While that was doing something, he had to run around and do something. I've just realised it was basically like a Diner Dash type sim. It was mechanical,
right, okay.
but with like Starship Engineering. And the guy it's just like all these actions kept stacking. The guy was like, oh, your shields are low, you need to go fix it. So, you've got another torpedo ready to go, you better launch that one and then start setting up another one. And then I was thinking, this is so stressful. No wonder like Scotty like keeps I really, really did want to yell like, you can't take any more, Captain.
Break out the bad Scottish accent.
Yeah, pretty much. Talking of space, we played Aperion Cyberstorm. Was that what it was called?
I think so. Yeah, the geometry wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun actually. Apart from your big laser sword, which you cheesed me to death with.
I was like, ha, beam sword. Yeah, it was very geometry wars, wasn't it? So it was like a spaceship dogfight type scenario.
Yeah, in a little kind of contained space.
In a contained space, yeah.
And there was kind of moss. What was the moss about?
I don't think it was actually moss. I think it was just like the level just had these green parts in it.
It looked very
a bit
mossy.
Fuzzy on the edges, but I don't think it was like actually moss.
Space moss.
Space moss.
But yes, you basically had to fly around the space moss and shoot. So it was dual analog stick, wasn't it? Control with one, shoot directionally with the other,
and then
just spin around in circles shooting everybody, and that was it really. Until Susan came in with a massive beam sword and whapped you around the head with it.
Which was a power up that I'd chosen randomly. Actually, I set 2 random power ups, and one of them turned out to be really, really good. I had no idea what the other one was.
Yeah, I could forgotten what my left power. I just had my shield, which was the blessing when you kept coming at me with your great big beam sword. And then I had something else which I didn't even notice what it was. But I think, beam sword and shield, that would have been the way to go.
It would have been the way to go, yeah.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. There were other, you could collect power-ups and things
they were just general power, because I got the beam sword at one point.
There was other things floating around, though, that had, like, shields around them, and I didn't understand whether I was supposed to shoot those or not. I felt like I was trying to shoot them, but nothing was really happening.
I shot everything that moved, to be very honest.
There were only 3 of us playing.
Yeah, I was just shooting at everything. I was shooting at the power-ups for a while before I realised that they were power-ups.